Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Rakesh Patel. Welcome to this webinar on ServiceNow Agentic AI in action. A little bit about myself first. So I'm the sales director here at IKC, based in Auckland, New Zealand. IKC is a longest serving ServiceNow partner in New Zealand. A lot of our folks are based right here in Auckland. And we serve customers all around New Zealand, Korea, Australia, and soon expanding into the US as well. So what you're going to see today are a number of use cases. Each use case that we've selected is solving a real business problem that can be quantified. And then we've also going to demonstrate the benefits that you'll get by implementing Agentic AI, and those benefits are also quantified. So next slide, please, Tom. I'll just go through some housekeeping. So all attendees will remain muted during this session. We are recording this session, and we'll make a link to the recording available on our website. And there'll also be a YouTube video uploaded for you to watch at your own time. Any Q&As can be posted in the Q&A console. In Teams, you'll see there's an icon right at the top bar for Q&A. Please feel free to ask questions during the session. I have a team here with me that is going to go through and answer those as best they can. And after the event, we're also going to have a survey. So I would really appreciate if you could take a minute to answer the survey questions. I only have a few questions for you to answer. Should not take more than a minute. Next slide, please, Tom. So just introducing our presenters for today. We've got Kazuki on the right-hand side. Kazuki is going to be sitting in the Q&A section, and he's going to answer technical questions. And then we also have actually Mark in the Q&A, who's going to also answer any commercial questions that you might have. And the other presenter is Tom, and Tom is going to walk us through all the use cases. So Tom is going to do the real live demonstration. So this is obviously live, using real use cases on a real system. So it's not pre-recorded or anything like that. So you'll see him go through all of the scenarios that he has to present. So with that said, I'll hand over to Tom, and he'll walk you through the use cases.
Thanks for that, Rakesh. Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. Again, my name is Tom. I'm one of the ServiceNow architects at IKC. And yeah, I'll be driving today's discussion around some of the AI functionalities in ServiceNow. The focus of today will mainly be around Now Assist and Agentic AI, specifically how they can be used around the ITSM module. And as Rakesh mentioned, we've got a few scenarios prepared, and I'll go through live demos around those scenarios as well. But before I jump into the scenarios, I just want to go over some terminology so that we're all on the same page. I'll start with Now Assist. So Now Assist is ServiceNow's platform-built AI assistant, and it can act as a conversational tool. So think of it like a chatbot, but it allows users to use natural language to interact, ask questions, and then help resolve questions. And that's all done through generative AI. So it feels quite natural for the user. Next is the knowledge base, which is a collection of what we call knowledge articles. And these are just documents that are related to the business in some form or other. Things like policies, procedures, how-to guides. So when I talk about the knowledge base or knowledge articles, just think about documentation that's relevant to the business. Integrations. We've set up integrations with SharePoint. We've talked to a lot of our customers, and it turns out that a lot of documentation is in SharePoint. So we thought that this would be really useful to show off. It falls under what's called the external content module in the AI packages, and this allows your Now Assist to search through your SharePoint documentation and summarize some of the information there. And just to answer some questions around the access side of that, you can sync your SharePoint user access with your ServiceNow user access. So as a user, if you have the access in SharePoint, then that would copy over to your ServiceNow access. So if you can view it in SharePoint, then you can view it in ServiceNow. Next is the Service Operations Workspace. This is the main interface for the service desk agents, and it's what we call a workspace in ServiceNow, and it acts as a one-stop shop for anything that the desk would need to utilize. And I'm just going to show off some of the Now Assist AI functionalities within that workspace that's going to help agents resolve incidents or resolve tasks quicker. And finally, the AI agents. So an AI agent is an autonomous entity that it can take in information, and then based on that information, it makes its own decisions and can act accordingly. And the cool thing about the AI agents is that they act independent of human input. So we just we give them a goal in ServiceNow, we give them the tools to achieve that goal, and then they can go and do their own thing without humans having to monitor them. Who this impacts, I'm going to go through scenarios shortly, but these are the personas that I'll be impersonating. These are the roles that are impacted the most by these scenarios. The end user represents your average requester, mainly interacting through the system through a front-end portal. Think of Employee Service Portal. And then the service desk agent, who's mainly on the back end, they're working on that service operations workspace UI, and they're resolving incidents or resolving requests. Right, so from now on, I will be going through the demonstrations, and the way that this is going to work for each user case, I'll start by introducing the problem that we're trying to solve, provide an overview of that scenario or the user case, and then I'll go into the live demonstration. So there will be a bit of screen switching. Bear with me. Our first problem is inefficient use of service agents' time. And to start this problem, I want to start from the end user's perspective. An end user will come into the system, and sometimes they're looking for maybe documentation on policies or how to request something. And the end user becomes frustrated because they can't find that documentation, even though it does exist somewhere in the system. And then what ends up happening is that end user gives up. They go straight to the service desk. They ask questions. They might even raise an incident. They could just result in submitting a request without all the correct information, hoping that it magically gets solved. And then this just puts on additional work for the service agent. And this ends up being an inefficient use of the service agent's time because they end up having to answer repetitive questions or take requests that just don't have the right information and then go back and ask the user questions. The scenario that we're using as an example is this end-to-end laptop request scenario. And I'm going to show off how the Now Assist AI search and AI agents can help streamline the information gathering process and make that request submission smoother. The goal is to have the end user's questions answered without actually involving the service desk at all. And I just want to highlight for this scenario as well, we included that SharePoint integration. So I'll just swap over my screen now. And this is the Employee Center portal. I'm now impersonating a end user. I'm impersonating myself. And if I look at my profile, I'm just in the IT department. This is the front-facing portal. This is where your average requester would go. I want to highlight the fact that I've got the Now Assist icon down here. This is the way that I would interact with the chatbot. I could ask questions here, but in my scenario, I'm wondering about laptops that are available to me. And I think the most natural thing to do is just type in laptops in the search bar. And you can see down here that this is the AI search. It's found relevant knowledge articles around laptops, and then it's also found SharePoint articles around laptops as well. And I've created 2 SharePoint articles. I've created one for the IT department, IT device request policy, and then one for HR device request policy. And if I scroll up here, you can see that the Now Assist has summarized the information that it's found. And it's actually gone through the SharePoint documents. And it's found out that these are the devices that are available to me. And this is based on the policy in the SharePoint document. These are the ones that I can order. And it's also recognized that I'm part of the IT department. So it's actually ignored the information in the HR document because this information is not relevant for me. It's given me information about delivery process and additional information around if this is all around policy, and I can click on the source here, and you can see that it's all from the SharePoint document. It's also found out that because one of the models that I can order is a Dell model, it's found that this warranty support might be relevant for Dell laptops. And this is actually a knowledge article. These down here are agents that I created. I'll call them later. But for now, I want to ask a follow-up question. And this is all about diverting questions away from the service desk. So as a user, I know that these are the laptops, or these are the models that are available to me, and I want to find out more about the Dell Latitude model. So I can actually ask this question. And Now Assist it'll go through the documentation and it'll summarize additional information for that specific model. And this was additional information in the SharePoint document, and it's extracted that and summarized it here. I can show the sources as well for this information. I'm now going to call one of the AI agents that we created. I created this order a laptop via Now Assist. And if I call this, the purpose of this AI agent is to guide the user in ordering a laptop. And it's only going to present the user with information that's relevant to this user. Okay, so the AI agent has recognized that I'm a member of the IT department, and again, that these are the 3 models that are available. And I can select the model. I'm going to select the Dell laptop. And then it's recognized who I am and my email address. This is all extracted from my user profile. And then I need to input the delivery address for this. And then while that loads, I actually want to show you the original form as well. This is the form that the user would submit without the chatbot. And I want to highlight the fact that in the models, I've actually added all of the models here. These were the 3 models that were in the HR document. But what I think is really good here is that the Now Assist has recognized that I'm in the IT department and that these 3 models are the only models that are relevant to me, and those are the only 3 options it gave me. I'm going to confirm that this information looks good. And then from the chatbot, I can submit this information. And it's going to give me the RTM number, which I can open and view the information. You can see this is the information that I inputted in the chatbot. And the chat has also provided me information on the delivery time frame and then also the approval process as well. This was also extracted from the SharePoint document. I'm going to move back to the PowerPoint presentation. And I just want to summarize this scenario before we moved on, but we essentially used the Now Assist capability to provide guidance to an end user around the laptop request. The user could ask basic questions. The Now Assist would search through documentation and provide answers. And the Now Assist only showed relevant information, in this case, based on the user's department. And again, the end goal of this was to reduce the questions going to IT support groups so that we can reduce their workload and that they can focus on more important things. I'm going to shift away from the end user, and from now on, I'll be impersonating a service desk agent. And the second use case is focused around resolving incidents. And this is all in the service operations workspace, which is the UI for the service desk. The problem that we're going to be solving with this use case is that essentially the longer an incident remains open, the higher the cost to a business. So we're trying to reduce how long incidents stay open. And things like human error and bad data, they actually result in an incident being open for longer. And we're going to try and use AI to speed up the process of resolving the incident. So to solve incidents quicker, we want to provide the service desk agents with as many tools as possible. And in this case, I want to show how AI agents and Now Assist can help real agents resolve incidents quicker and more accurately within the service operations workspace. In this example, I've got an AI agent that's been tasked with picking up incidents autonomously, so no users involved. It's tasked with picking up incidents that are sent via email to ServiceNow, and it just reads the description of the email, and then it'll start assigning fields like the category, subcategory, and even the assignment group. I'll then show off a custom AI we built to help support live agents in assigning service and the service offerings fields. I've talked to a lot of customers, and they struggle with assigning services to tickets. And then I'll show off some of the inbuilt Now Assist functionalities like the suggested knowledge articles and recommended actions, all within the service operations workspace. So I'll shift back to my other screen. And this is the Service Operations Workspace. I'm currently impersonating David. And again, this is the UI for the service desk. I'm going to click on the lists. These are the incidents that I generated today. They're all pretty similar, but this one in particular, I sent an email to ServiceNow. This was from my own account, and this was the email that I sent. It was just about Teams. I can't get Teams to work today. Can you please look into it? This generated an empty incident in the queue, and I had an AI agent that was triggered on whenever an empty incident comes into the queue. It's going to pick it up, and it's going to populate some of the fields. It's populated the category field, it's populated the subcategory field, and it's also populated the assignment group. It's also taken the information from the email and then summarized that in the description. So this incident now is ready for David to pick up. And I'm going to assign this incident to me, which is assigning it to David. And I now want to show off how we can use the Now Assist panel to help agents with resolving incidents. Let's start a new chat. And let's say I want to populate the service and service offerings fields, and I want the help of an AI agent. So in the Now Assist panel, David can open this up, and I'm going to type in, help me set the service of this incident. And it brings up a couple options. It's recognized that I'm probably talking about this incident service suggestion AI agent that I created. So open this up, and it's going to kick off that agent. And what this agent's done is it's gone through all of the available services in the list, and it's shortlisted to what it thinks are the appropriate services. And now I'm giving the chance to the real agent, David, to select which service he thinks is the most relevant. In this case, it's a Microsoft Teams related incident, so I'm going to pick Microsoft Teams. And you'll notice that it did ask reply with the number, but it is smart enough to, if I do just type in Microsoft Teams, it should get the idea. And you can see here that it selected Microsoft Teams as the probable service, and then also the service offering as messaging and chat. And that's because when you select a service, your service offering is related to your service. And then it's also asking me here if it wants to make the change. And as the agent, I can say, yes, I want you to update the service and service offering, or no, I don't want you to update it. In this case, I'll tip yes. And we should see the service agent update those fields. And there we go. Cool. I'm going to save this record. And I'm going to move to the Recommendations tab here. And I'm going to show off some of the Now Assist functionality in the Service Operations workspace. The first thing I want to show off is the suggested steps. So if I click Generate here, Now Assist is going to go through all of the knowledge articles I've created, and then all of the resolved incidents, and then provide steps to the desk on how it believes that this particular incident should be resolved. And this is a really good starting point for David to start with resolving this incident. The next thing I want to show off is if I scroll down here, you can see the Now Assist Q&A. This information here is extracted from knowledge articles that exist in the system, and it summarizes, again, additional information on how this or what the cause of this incident could be. If I scroll to the bottom here, these are more recommended actions. It's the Now Assist has associated that, I'll take this one as an example. This incident is probably a similar incident. It's a Teams issue as well. And if I open that, you can see that it's a very similar incident. It's another Teams issue, but I can actually just link that as a parent straight from here, because Now Assist is recommending that maybe these are related. If I scroll down here, you can see that the parent incident field has been updated. And I can also do things like this incident here is another Teams issue that's already been resolved, and it's got resolution notes. And David has the choice to try what's done in these resolution notes, apply that to this incident, and then if that works, he can simply copy the resolution notes from here. And they'll copy over. I'll set this as a duplicate because we have a lot of Teams issues, and resolve this ticket. And very quickly before I move on, I just want to show off the email capability here because I think this is pretty cool. But from the Service Operations workspace, you can send emails directly from the platform. And you can see here I've got the Now Assist icon here. But if I want to generate an email to a user, I can put in something like this and then use the Now Assist functionality. It's actually just going to generate the email. And I can click Replace. I'm actually going to show off the Elaborate button here. And it's going to add more information to that email. And I can click Replace, and it's generated the email straight for me. Oops. That's what it looks like. But yeah, with everything with AI, you probably need to proofread it and format it a bit. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So just to conclude this scenario, we showed off how an autonomous AI can pick up incidents, can start auto-categorizing them. This was all done solely on the description that was in the email. And then we also showed off some of the tools in the Service Operations workspace that help David with resolving the incident quicker. And then very briefly, we looked at that AI agent that helped David select the service and service offering. Our last scenario is focused on generating knowledge articles with the help of AI. And here's our problem. Unfortunately, the biggest problem with knowledge articles is that no one wants to create them. And it's a pretty manual process of having to write up articles. No one really likes to do that. And unfortunately, a lack of knowledge articles hinders the ability of self-service and then knowledge sharing capabilities on the platform. And then that just results in, if there's no knowledge articles in the system, basically if someone with the knowledge leaves the company, then the knowledge goes with them. In this scenario, then, I want to showcase how we can use the Now Assist to help generate knowledge articles. And we'll see that the Now Assist will recommend, we'll go through the Now Assist generating an article straight from an incident, and we'll see that how it can recommend relevant content that's straight from the incident, that it'll include in the article. It'll auto draft the layout based on the selected templates that are available. And then it can even look at other incidents that are in the system and then extract information from those as well to put into one article. And then once the article is ready, you publish it and it just goes through the standard approval workflow for publishing an article. I'll swap over my screen. Welcome back to David's screen. I'm going to use the same incident, but let's say that I want to generate a knowledge article from this Teams incident that we just resolved. And what I can do is on the Dropbox here, I can click Create Knowledge. I can pick a knowledge base. I'm going to pick known error. And then it lets me pick the templates that are in this knowledge base. So the templates of an article are just the layout of the article. I'm just going to pick the standard template and click Create Article. And you'll see here that I've got the pop-up to use AI to draft this article, and I can draft this with Now Assist. And you can see here that it's extracted similar Teams issues. These are similar incidents with slightly different resolution notes. And then you can select these incidents, compile them together, and then generate one article from these incidents. So maybe I'll just select this one. And it's Now Assist has applied the template, which was just problem, root cause, steps to resolve, and then it's populated the information from those incidents. And what I can do here is maybe I have to format this a bit. I can highlight things here, and maybe I feel like this is a bit wordy. I can use the Now Assist icon here to shorten this section, and then it just gives me recommendations on shortening it. Maybe this is a bit too short, but I can insert it and make changes. So David would probably have to, it would be a mix of him inputting data and then using AI to support him in creating this knowledge article. But once I'm done with it, I just save it. And then publish it, and it would go through the normal article publish workflow. Awesome. So just to conclude this one, we demonstrated how Now Assist can streamline that manual process of creating knowledge articles. That now assist, it drafted the article based on the context in the incident that I created it from. It even identified relevant incidents that it could extract additional information from, and then applied the selected template. And then at the end, the article is just routed through the normal standard approval process, and then it would just get published to the knowledge base. And what this does is it encourages users, or makes it easier for users to create more articles, get them into the platform, and then we should see an increase in self-service opportunities within ServiceNow. And yeah, that concludes my scenarios. I will hand us back to Rakesh, and he'll wrap us up.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks for going through all those demos for us. And with that said, I want to thank you for your attendance and appreciate you all joining. Any feedback will be appreciated. We'll stay online to answer any questions.